All right, welcome to another episode from the Chart Reader. So, one of the things I really love about our little community here is there are so many different people looking at the same stock so many different ways. All right, obviously, I'm here talking about a moving average strategy, right? But man, there are people that talk about Bollinger Bands, there's a lot of VWAP traders. So on and so on and so on and so on, right? And to me, GameStop, and I talked about it on the Discord, and I'll go over it in a little bit, right? But I actually saw it on my scanner yesterday. Lo and behold, a couple other people saw it because of Roaring Kitty, right? So look, I don't care what brings it. I don't care if it's justified or not. I like it when different eyes like the same thing. I think that is what happened with GameStop, right? So I'll tell you what I saw technically. I'll flash a couple things from the Discord that a couple other people saw about Roaring Kitty. Nonetheless, what really happened, and you know I talk about it all the time, look at that volume, right? We'd been in under. I was going to say enable and I went with under instead right there, but just couldn't do anything to that 50-day line, right? Lo and behold, Friday was that best one, right? So you know I'll talk about the technicals, but yeah, that volume. Volume is king, right? Volume is queen for my ladies out there. And yeah, this is what volume does, right? And obviously that 50 moving average is another thing. So many things I want to talk about, right? But before I do go any further and I give you more of my thoughts and opinions, what are we going to do? Same thing we always do, right? We'll take a look at the daily and the weekly to see how these things are setting up short term. We have our five moving averages. Let me just zoom out. Yep. Oh, no, that's too high. But there are horizontal support and resistance lines that I do draw manually myself. And then when we are done up here, we'll use the MACD, RSI, and volume as our lower indicators. Hey, really quickly, if you can, please subscribe to this channel. Share this video online with your friends. Comment good or bad if you disagree. Look, anything you can do helps so much with these YouTube algorithms. But for real, just being here, giving me your time, oh, I am so grateful for it, all right? So let me get into the Discord real quick. Let me kind of show some stuff on my end. And then, like I said, I will give the other view, all right? But yeah, yesterday I see a good amount of GameStop popping up in my scanner, all right? And you can see it was around, let's call it 10 o'clock my time, 10, 11, 12, 1 o'clock on the eastern side, right? And when I come to the 15-minute chart, you can see it just before, or sorry, just after my alert went off. It was this really big unusual volume pop. That's probably, if I had to guess what triggered it, hey, maybe it was even breaking all the moving out. Like, I'm not here guessing what triggers it, right? But in this single 15-minute moment, right, like this entire row, we're breaking all the moving averages, we're destroying volume, right? And hey, look, MACD's positive, RS. You know, it's funny. I just made a video on IVP. I'm gonna bookmark it right here around 325. It was less about the stock and more about, trading thoughts more on shorter time frames. And someone asked me in a private message, and I want to share this. Someone asked me if I think the 15-minute chart or the 1 hour chart, if these are the best time frames. That answer is it's the best for me because I have a full time job. I'm in 30-minute meetings regularly, and like some of them, I have to project the screen and I can't even like make trades if I'm seeing it happen, right? So I like the 15-minute and the 1 hour because it works for my like life, right? So there is no such thing as the best time frame. That's complete fake, right? You got to find what you're comfortable with, all right? But yeah, this 15-minute moment is what set me off. The other thing though, give me a second because it happened earlier. I wasn't even awake yet. Coleman, where are you, man? Oh my goodness. Did I pass it? Did I pass it? Oh, it was Luke right here. Boom. So right here, around 9 o'clock, we get an RK is back. Again, 9, 10, 11, 12. That actually lines up a lot better with the actual pop, right? So I saw it later, obviously, and you can see down here, I actually literally a couple minutes after from there. And then yeah, RK was Roaring Kitty. It was confirmed there. So again, I don't care if it's meme reasons, if it's chart reasons. That's what caught my eye right there. All right. So now let's talk about the daily, what we're generally here for. And look, this is setting up very, very nicely. All right. So, um, green, 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 red, 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 nothing, nothing, nothing. And I'm going to delete the line, but it's all basically right here, right? If we can get over and stay over that 50 moving average, just red, 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 green, 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 red, 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 nothing, 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 could make it a very fast move to this 27 something. Truth be told, and I think I put it somewhere, I actually thought game had a shot at 25 on Friday. I'm a little bit surprised that it didn't, in all honesty, but nonetheless, you know what I mean? Like it looked like it had the potential, all right? I'm going to delete this line. Like I said, I was just showing the specifics. Right now, we're over the 50, right? And we're actually over it very well. And we're over the biggest candle to the left, right? So I very, very much like how Friday closed. Yeah, I do see the after hours move. Obviously, it's going up a little bit, and that's a decent thing. You know, I don't care much about after hours, right? What really, really needs to maintain is the volume. Okay, the last thing we want to do is lose about what, half of it, about a third of it, and come down to the, like, 14, 15. Like, I don't want to lose 7 million shares compared to Friday, right? Monday is supposed to be a better, bigger trading day than Friday, right? So I'm legit expecting at least 30-ish million shares, right? Let's call it 31. Let's just say 31 million shares, because that's actually almost 50% more, right? I'm adding almost 10 million on a 20 something, right? So if I'm looking for 31 million shares in a 7 hour day, we're looking for about 4.5 million shares in that first hour. I would love to be pushing 10 million shares by that second hour, right? So that's what we're looking for to maintain the volume. All right. And again, what we need to do is confirm the 50 moving average. I think this is basically our confirmation. The goal is to close at 24.95. That's probably where I got that 25 is realistic number from right there. I'm not going to draw the line. That's not a line worth drawing for me, but I need to close around here. Basically, the top of this late June, and basically the exact 50% of that late June as well, right? So that's what we're looking for to believe, because again, there are a lot of moving averages right here, right? We're actually starting to do a little bit of an oscillation. I don't want to oscillate back down. I want to break and go, right? MACD is very, very close to positive. RSI is a very, very healthy 57. And again, volume has actually been over the line the last 2 of the 5 days, right? And those have been the nicer of the volumes as well. So give me the volume, give me that 30 million shares, give me the confirmation. I mean, from there, look, it is far, far too aggressive to think 45, but I mean the exact same things. Green, 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 red, 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 green, green, red, red, green, green, red, red, nothing, not like that could be a very, very big move if it hits. And again, sorry for my phone going off, these lower indicators are saying it has a shot, right? But again, I think it's way too early to think 45. I think this weekly emphasizes it because look, the 200 moving average is basically around that 27 line we got, right? 28, we'll call it. So I think for now, let's call it a 27. What's this exact line? I was going to say 27.50. Oh, this is 27. Let's call it 27 bucks, okay? A $4 move from here to there, that's not too bad. That's roughly speaking a 15% move, right? So keep that in the back pocket for now. Again, if we can break this line, then we'll start thinking about those 45 and higher numbers, right? But too many moving averages to call it an immediate. But yeah, this is definitely the best of the 50 moving average attempts. And I actually like the fact that it happened so recently from there, and we're holding those lines, that we're holding that support very well right there. All right. So yeah, I think that's everything. Look, I'm not going to talk about Roaring Kitty too much. Clearly, whatever he did, it sounded like it actually took, from what I heard, let me know if I'm wrong, it sounded like it was a Twitter post about Chewy. So I actually think it had absolutely nothing to do with GameStop. Nonetheless, when the dude does anything, GameStop's gonna pop. And literally right when we discussed it, right, like right there, you can see let me even just go to the minute, right? So it basically pops. So this post came again around 12:11, right, at right here basically, right? That's when the post came. Between 12 and 12:15, that's when all the volume came. I mean, again, it doesn't even have to be about GameStop for that to come, right? So is he going to post something on Monday? I have absolutely no idea. You can tell I actually really don't care. What I care about is confirm the 50 moving average is broken, confirm that the volume is holding, give me a nice little sustainable thing to like right there, give me 30, 40 million shares. Oh my goodness, right? That's what I'm looking for. That's a little bit more of a trading strategy than hoping some dude or some chick put some, or some AI bot for all I know. And I'm not saying that he is, right? But you get the point. Like, we're here to dictate our own movements up and down, not hopefully someone does something, right? That's trading right there, all right? Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. I'm obviously going to chapter AMC on its own. AMC did substantially better than I expected. I actually did not talk about AMC any of the day on Friday. All right, it was game that was really catching my eye, and I think just looking at the daily chart, you can almost see why. Right, like on the daily, this thing was at the lowest of the moving averages, trying to hopefully not go below and lose all five and die. Right, when you look at game was at least in a place to have these three and nowhere even near that last one, right? So I feel like on the daily chart itself, it seemed decent. When you come to volume as well, look, AMC has been absolutely nowhere near the 50-day line, right? Game at least was there a couple days ago. It was close, right? Like, I saw game having the better shot. Truth be told, this AMC candle is beautiful. One baseline thing that I love, and you can see it in the box over there, the third line says the high of the day was $4.98. The close of the day was $4. I love it when the high of the day and the close of the day are to the penny exact, right? To me, that says people were buying and buying and buying and buying and buying, and the market said, hey, I'm closed, man. Go home, have a good weekend, come back on Monday to buy some more if you want, right? Like, that is a good, strong candle. We basically break, not even basically, we literally do because we were under them, right? We break three of the five moving averages on that single candle, and it was the high of the day candle, right? So this very, very, very much needs to confirm. The lowest I'm willing to accept for confirmation is 511. Truth be told, 511 probably isn't going to confirm much, right? What we really need, and I have been saying this for a while. I don't know how long I've been talking about this 520 line, but we need to break 520 for me to really like this, okay? There are literally all five moving averages way too close to each other, and it becomes hard to escape. There's a little bit of me that actually wants to raise this line a little bit because I know I've been lowering this line for sure. And I think there was a little bit of me that assumed it was just going to kind of keep coming down, keep coming down. This is now getting a little tight right here. And a good part of me feels like, man, this right here, maybe even that 10-cent window. Man, that's okay. Okay, sorry, I'm thinking and looking. I, at the minimum, want to take us to here. I'm going to add a couple cents to this. I think 528 is probably going to be the better line. I think getting up around here is going to make me believe we've escaped all five lines, all right? If Monday can bring us that 511, 512 number I mentioned, I think to me that'll make me believe we've taken these three lines. I still am not sure about these two. That's why I want to get all the way up here to 530 to make me believe, okay, I think we're going to escape all five of them, right? Like, that's what I'm doing in my head right now, all right? RSI is not bad. It's obviously lower than the GameStop number, right? But yeah, MACD doesn't look as good, right? I'm going to come back to GameStop one more time. I've got a nice green over red for a good while on the MACD, right? At least the last, I'm not going to, what is that, 6 days, whatever. We're close to, this is a little bit prettier of a MACD with a nicer RSI and a better volume below it. When I look at AMC, that's not as pretty, that's not as pretty, that's not as pretty, right? But maybe that roaring kitty move was enough to like shake this thing up and get us over that 530, all right? So I wish I said it a little bit earlier. GameStop has earnings on Tuesday. I know I mentioned it here. Earnings. For anyone playing GameStop, earnings are on Tuesday. Look, I'm always afraid of earnings, right? I say that I don't feel like less of a trader by saying that. You should know what you're afraid of, right? And for me, I'm always afraid of earnings, okay? So just be careful with that. I'll just end it with this. Look, I do see that AMC is going down a little bit after hours. I really don't care. That's not enough to make me care. It's all about regular hours, right? That's a very important thing in my head. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your opinions, even if you disagree. Oh, I appreciate you so much.